Dude, 2 days of straight gaming, finally unlocked the Lachmann sub. Oh yeah. What is up, everybody? It is Brian with First Shot Tactical, back with another video for you here today. And today we are talking about the MP5. Specifically here, I have in front of me the PTR 9CT, and we're gonna do a quick overview, pros, cons, differences between this and some other brands. But before we get into this, you gotta kind of talk about the MP5 for a sec. This is a 1980s gun, German engineering, and here it is, the year 2023, and we're still talking about it and people still use these. So with all that being said, what's so good about them? For myself, honestly, number one is the nostalgia. I picked this guy up because I played a lot of Call of Duty, seen all the 1980s action movies, hip firing with an MP5. It just looks so cool. I mean, if I was talking to somebody and they told me that the reason they bought it is because of the movie Die Hard, I would 100% respect that. But that being said, again, we have the PTR model here. Let's go over what is different or similar about this to an SP5, and as well what is similar. So to start things off here, this is the PTR 9CT. CT stands for the threaded here on the front end. We do have a tri-lug, which is what all MP5s normally have, but then also I do have a thread protector on here, and there is 1/2 by 28 threads under there for you to direct thread a muzzle device or suppressor on. For me, I feel like it's almost a sin to direct thread something on an MP5. You got to do the tri-lug, especially if you're using a suppressor. Moving back, we do have the handguard here, and I did swap this out for that 1980s plastic looking handguard that an MP5 typically had. If you pick up a PTR though, it does come with this handguard on it. It's a aluminum or metal handguard. It does have M-LOK on it. It's actually not a bad option. I just don't like it says PTR on the side there. Kind of ruins the whole vibe of it. But as far as practicality, this is a way better option because again, you can actually mount stuff with the M-LOK on it, or do yourself a favor, pick up the Midwest Industries one and you can kind of add some more attachments to the front. Magazine, it did come with these ETS clear mags, which again, vibe check, these are a no-go for me. So instead, I went and picked up some KCI mags because I am far too poor to get the actual HK ones for double the price of these, and these have worked flawlessly for me. So KCI mags for an MP5, go for it. Definitely worth it, save some money. A little bit of a difference here on the PTR model then is this rail up top. As you can see, this is just welded on or it's tacked on there. It's part of the actual gun versus on an SP5 or any other MP5 model, it does not have this. You have to buy a claw adapter to have Picatinny up top to then mount a red dot. For me, I think this is a huge pro, and it's kind of one of the reasons I got the PTR model because I knew I was going to be putting a red dot on this regardless. But if you're one of those clone correct people, don't buy this then because you're going to be mad that this isn't clone correct. So go with the SP5 or one of the other ones that don't have this. But again, for me, I'm more practical. I wanted to mount an optic. I want it just right on the gun, hold zero just fine and not have any issues. That's why I chose this. Moving to the rear here then, we do have, I put on the Magpul. This is actually a newer product, the Magpul stock for the MP5. And if you've ever looked at getting a stock on an MP5, they're like astronomically priced, ridiculous. Like it's absurd. But thankfully Magpul came out earlier in 2023 with this MP5 telescoping stock here, and 10 out of 10, way more friendly on price point, and this thing functions perfectly. I love it. You get that telescoping feature here, so if that's what you're going for, this is perfect for you. The other option is I have used a folding side like SB Tactical brace or stock as well. Those are cool, but for me, I wanted the actual telescoping one because again, I'm all about the vibes. Talking about the trigger here, it comes with just kind of a standard trigger in there. However, on my MP5, hence the hat here, Franklin Armory, I did drop a MP5 binary trigger in this. So you can see we have safe, we have single fire, and then we have binary mode. Being a 1980s gun, you can see that this does bite into your finger here when it is in binary. It's not the worst thing, but could it be a little bit more practical? Sure, but it is what it is. With the binary trigger in there though, it is a ton of fun, and this isn't a home defense gun or anything for me. This is a range toy nostalgia gun that I always bring to let people shoot and have fun with. And whenever you can flip it down into binary mode, it really puts some smiles on people's faces. Moving back up top here, I did put a Sig Sauer Romeo 5 red dot, something simple there, and it is on a riser here, so you can still kind of get a lower iron sights. You can see under the riser mount here if you want to use irons, but then also you have the red dot on that 1/3 riser, which I prefer and I think works well. Moving back up to the front here, as I said, as far as using tri-lug, I do have a Dead Air Wolfman, which I think is the best 9mm can on the market and looks awesome on a MP5. So I use the tri-lug to go ahead and mount and unmount that on the gun, and it works great. One thing about the MP5 is it is a roller delayed action, and as far as using a suppressor with roller delayed versus something that's that's direct blowback like a CZ Scorpion. There truly is something to say about suppressed roller delayed being smoother. It's quieter as well, and just an overall, I would say, more pleasant shooting experience. So if you ever get the chance to shoot a suppressed MP5, do it. So going back to differences real quick, one other thing to point out is on the PTR model, I think the SP5s do have a sling hook up here built onto the gun. However, the PTR model does not. So as far as mounting a sling, what I do is I do have the stock on the back with a QD mount. So I use a single point sling here. I know, single point sling, it's not the best, but whatever. I feel like on subguns, single point slings are okay, but anywho. But yeah, whenever I want to use this, I can go ahead, mount that into the stock there, and then I have a sling that I can use with the MP5 as well. So overall, if you're looking to get an MP5, they're actually not as astronomically priced as you think, especially with the PTR model. If you do want the HK one though, you know, you are gonna fork out the cash for it. But for something like this, or like a Century Arms MP5 that they have, they've really come down in price. And if you want to pick one up, it's definitely worth checking out. Either way, that's all I wanted to kind of talk about for this video. Just a quick overview of my PTR here. Absolutely love it, and we can't have this video without doing a couple HK slaps here. But actually, is it considered an HK slap if this is a PTR? PTR slap. Nah, it doesn't have as good of a ring. We'll stick with the HK slap. Either way, I hope this video was helpful today. If it was, like and subscribe to the channel. Always appreciate that. I think I'm gonna be doing an update on this guy, swapping this out for that Midwest Industries handguard, trying to add a light, seeing if we can modernize this a bit, because it is a fun gun to use, and it would be great to have it be a little more practical for, you know, any kind of like home defense or situation truck gun that you might need it for. So stay tuned for that, as well as check out my channel. I have a bunch of other videos up now and a bunch more on the way. If you have questions, let me know down in the comments. Always happy to help. And as always, until next time, have fun shooting, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.